Hi everyone, it is me, Jordan Long here, and today I'm gonna talk about, you know, how how I film things in HD, but it might not be good enough for someone, and someone might say something about like this. Well, well, Jordan, so you film stuff in HD, but I don't. Well, at the end of the day, I don't really truly think that's good enough. Well, it isn't. Well, HD is all I can afford, and it's not like there's a big unlikeness between 4K and 10K. Yeah, well, you should really go. You should get 4K or 10K. Well, first off, I don't have any Farseer or Reckoner that can broadcast or stream or film any of their 4K or 10K. And two, there isn't really much of a unlikeness between the two. You know, well, I kind of think there is. Well, that's funny because I had a film talking about how I couldn't tell the unlikeness between them. Yeah, well, it's not really that good. Are you kidding me? Yeah, HD has to work with the lighting. So if you have sunlight or you have then you got to kind of light on, it'll work with it. But it's not going to make things brighter or lighter unless there's something for it to work with. Yeah. You ever think about that? And Jordan, how did you go so long before you start? Why do you go so long before you started filming things in HD? Well, let's see. First, many of the Farseers and Reckoners and film and shooters that I had over the years could only film in SD or only broadcast and stream in SD. And yes, it is true that I did have some that in the past I had HD in the past. It was about 780p, which is now the one of the lowest floors of it or standards of it, I guess. And it wasn't until I got this Reckoner back in 2020 YL with the web shooter, and lucky enough that the small soft Windows shooter tool, which this web shooter runs through, could film in HD or 1080p HD. So that's why I went so long without it. Because I had to, because for a long time I didn't have a Reckoner or a web shooter that could stream and film in it, and I didn't have a Farseer that could broadcast in it. So, yeah, I guess that's good and all. But if you had 4K or 10K, oh, first off, the same thing. They're all bright, they're light, they're a little more lighter than the other. Well, really truly beyond that, I can't really see the unlikeness of it. I truly cannot. And except for, and need be, the only big unlikeness between 4K and 10K is that the high worth on it. Any Reckoner or Farseer or web shooter or shooter that can either stream, broadcast, or film in it, it's going to be worth a lot more than a Reckoner shooter or Farseer that can broadcast and stream and film in HD or even lower standards of that. Well, I guess you're right about that. But I still seem to think that this is not good enough. Yeah, how can it still not be good enough? You know, if it's about how I don't skim out my films or anything, or I don't have a beginning and an end sheet to my film, or I didn't cut some things out and put some things in, I don't have songs, and the only lighting I have come from either the light on in my room or the sunlight that on other days. Well, you aren't the first to ever scathe my films for that, and you won't be the last either. Yep, that's what I was talking about. Well, if that's what you were talking about, well, sadly, you had the right to that thought or that belief. Yeah, but I truly think you should go to 4K or 10K if I could only afford it. Yeah, the only. So, anyway, no, I do not think, at the end of the day, I don't really think there's a big unlikeness between 4K and 10K, except how much it's worth. At the end of the day, I'm happy with having HD. Happy with the Reckoner and the Farseer and the shooter that can either broadcast and stream and shoot in it. And I hope one day when I get a new Reckoner, either it'll most likely be a middle top, you know. Hopefully it has Windows 11 on it. Hopefully I got the shooter tool, and hopefully it's an either HP or Jesus. And it has, yeah. But that's somewhere in the upcoming. I have about another whole year and a half before I have to go to a new one. Anyway, if you like this film, then follow me over here at the Jordan Long Show. Well, you really can't. That's not the handle. It's just the name of the YouTube Fairway. The handle is the Jordan. Follow me over here at the Jordan Long Fairway. Watch the other film that I made yesterday over here. It's a good film. You'll like it. I, Jordan Long, and I'll see you later. Bye.